Alright guys, welcome back to Persona 3 Reload. Last time we met in Persona 3 Reload, we just came back to Tartarus, and yeah, that's all we're doing today is just Tartarus stuff, and that's going to be how it is for the next few parts, because that's usually how it goes with Tartarus exploration. I think the reason we're in Tartarus, by the way, is to rescue the missing persons that are in there, because, again, as I have to reiterate multiple times, because this is kind of an important point, missing persons die, next full moon. So if I let the next full moon happen, those missing persons, they all die. So just letting you know that. And I know that not this time, but I know next time there are going to be social links that end up going missing, and we do need to make sure we save them. But today, we're actually using some new party members. Maybe. Never mind. But yes, we have 3 new party members with us, because through the summer, we were getting new party members with Koromaru, the dog, Ken, and Shinjiro Aragaki. So yeah, we got 3 new party members, so I think today's Tartarus exploration is going to be exclusively them, and you can also probably guess that I'm going to be using the Reaper to get them up to a decent level, especially level 99 if possible. I hate that cat. You already ate? I legit just fed you! Like, legit, like, right before I started recording this fucking game, I fed you. What the fuck, dude? So Shinji actually is a little bit, of a melee, is a hugely melee fighter. He gets, like, no elemental skills whatsoever, but he does have an interesting, he has an interesting thing, with the bloody charge. Damn. Anyway, where he can use his health to charge his next physical attack, and he is really powerful with his physical ability. All that for nothing. I was kind of hoping it missed or some shit. But Shinji, in terms of weaknesses, he really has to rely on getting critical hits for knockdown. But he also has a really good theurgy with his bloody charge ability. If you use his bloody charge before you use his theurgy, man, you decimate everything. But what was I saying? I'm like first off, I'm half asleep. I just woke up, and second off, I'm too distracted by that little shit going crazy for a minute there. Something about Shinji. I think it was whatever. If I remember, I remember. If I don't, who cares? But for this trip in Tartarus, we're really just exploring the new. This is actually a new area of Tartarus, and I mean, I say new area. I mean, Tartarus is all the same, I guess, but this is a new, I guess you could say, aesthetic for Tartarus, which is like this factory setting, which I like. I don't hate it. I actually kind of like. I like the previous area more, in all honesty. The creepy, dark cave area. I like that a lot more. Which, I will say, I really do love the fact, though, that Tartarus actually looks distinct this time around, in terms of its areas. Because really, if I remember right in the original, all they really changed was what the floor looked like. And you really couldn't, you know... Like, yeah, you could still tell what the areas were. But it was just the floor changed colors. That's all that really happened. I mean, technically the same thing's happening here. It's still, in terms of structure, Tartarus is exactly the same through. Is exactly the same through and through. It's just the nice job, Koromaru. Oh no. He's gonna miss. Nice job, Makoto. Damn it, Shinji. Good job, Koromaru. And I'm trying to think of a tangent to bring up. Or just some random topic to think of. Fuck it, I'm going to talk about Expedition 33 because why not? I actually meant to record Persona 3 last night before I went to bed, but I kind of just genuinely forgot because I'm still playing through Expedition 33. I am legit just at the third act right now. I'm almost to the end, I guess, because I think the game's encouraging that I explore the continent before I go to the final boss. I'm assuming, so that's what I'm kind of doing. Is I'm just kind of going through the continent and seeing what I can do, what I can't do, and you know, seeing if I can find everything before I go back, especially in terms of abilities and stuff like that. I'm also trying to get everyone's support rank up to max before I go, because man, I really love the Expedition 33. Especially the story and honestly the pairing and dodging mechanics. Just, oh man, it's fucking satisfying as all hell. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but like whenever I get that parry prompt, whenever I get the expedition or character parries the attack, and I just fucking watch as they hit the enemy and it fucking annihilates them at times, especially with how broken I am right now. Because I don't want to get too into spoilers, but Verso, in particular for me, is really broken. Because basically he has like a perfection mechanic where when you pull off QTEs or parries and perfect dodges, you add points to your meter. And when you do, and the better you're doing, the more likely, the more damage you do over time. And there are certain moves that like instantly bring him to rank S, and there's a weapon that has him at rank S at all times. Unless, you know, until you lose rank because you got hit or something. But I have that weapon equipped, and then I used one of his powerful attacks on an enemy, and I ended up just destroying it in one hit. Like you can break Expedition, but it is not as easy to break. It's not like hard to break, but it's not as easy to break as like Persona 3 in this instance. I guess that's sort of related, yeah. Because as I already mentioned, it's easy to break Persona 3 Reload. You know, once you learn about like the clock mechanics and stuff like that, you really start to understand how broken the game is. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. So, some shadows can enter the battle with a certain state already on them. And that's affected in the overworld. I think I mentioned this briefly once, but I don't think we never learned about it until now. So now we're learning about it. So the first one we learned about was Rage, where basically whenever they see you, they will dart at you in a straight line, which is really easy to dodge. So just don't stand still when you see the little Rage cloud over them, I guess you could say. But the other ones that we learn about, I think there's one that's like they getting dizzy, meaning that they can't see you, or they try to get to you, but they keep missing. The other one, and there's like one that's like confused. No, that's confused. They can't see you at all if they're confused or something like that. But like when a shadow is afflicted with a status ailment, they will actually go after you, no matter what level you are, especially if it's rage. But I mean, it's nothing really different in terms of encountering a shadow. You could still get the preemptive and all that stuff. They're just going to be infected with the status ailment before you start. It's kind of similar to the mechanics in Mementos, actually, to bring Persona 5 up again, because I did do a Persona 5 Let's Play, and it's easier to compare something that I already did a Let's Play of. Where in Persona 5, depending on like weather conditions and stuff like that, the Mementos was affected in terms of its shadows. Like, I think if, like, in the flu season, they would all be inflicted with despair, which actually led to people abusing that for the Reaper. I mean, yeah, I admit it that I abused the Reaper in Persona 5. In the original 5, they removed that trick in Royal, where I don't think the Reaper can get despair at all anymore, because they figured out that people were using that. But, yeah. That's the plan. Okay. Akihiko. It's like, is that dude? It's like, why is that dude in a swimsuit? Are we actually going to be seeing all-out attack portrait that's not Makoto's today? Yeah, we are. All right. But back to Expedition. The story is also just really good. I really love the story. It's a little confusing if you're not paying attention, but it's one of those things where it's like, I really enjoy it, and I will admit that it emotionally broke me for a while. I won't, again, I don't want to get into detail because of spoilers, you know, I don't want to be a dick and spoil the game for somebody, but I highly recommend it. I'm tempted to do a review of it, but I'm still working on the Arkham Knight review. I know I keep saying that I am, but I genuinely am. It's just, it takes me a lot long. It takes a lot out of me to edit for a review, because I'm literally doing all of it, and it just takes a little bit for me, because I need to think about how I'm gonna approach the edit, because I gotta admit, I have like I have all the sessions saved still for the review in terms of like the footage, but goddamn, they're all so long. They're like 4 hours. Almost every session I have for Arkham Knight is almost 4 hours long. Well, luckily I was smart in terms of my recording and limited doing sidetracking myself for side quests until the very end. Like, that was kind of a thing I was really smart to do. Because, you know, focus on the main story in the first few sessions, and then start doing all the side quests in the last session, and then do the ending sections. Am I doing a monad door? I didn't realize I was doing a monad. Yeah, it is monad. This is monad. This is monad door. Also, Revolution is really good, but also keep in mind, the critical rate also goes up for the enemy, so just a bit of a warning for you. So, if your enemy that you're fighting is really good with critical moves, you might want to be careful. The other thing about Shinji is that his theurgy, it does charge based on his HP. If his HP is less than half, it charges much faster. So, in most instances, I never healed Shinji because he's that, you know. Alright. Oh, no, his critical rate goes up, too. So, yeah, Shinji can use, when he uses his bloody charge, his critical rate goes up, too. Meaning that, you know, I might get lucky and knock that guy's ass down. Maybe not. Yep. That was easy. I don't remember. Was there an achievement for... I can't remember. Oh, yeah, cool. I got the Justice Arcana, meaning I can pick 2 cards from Shuffle Time now. I can't remember. Is there an achievement in this game where you have to do a move that does over 999 damage? I can't remember. Because I platinumed Persona 3 Reload on my first playthrough, and I think everybody did. If you were going for a max Social Link playthrough for Persona 3 and Persona 5 Royal, you got all the trophies right there. Because it was just that easy. Because most of the achievements were, you know, do basic shit. And then, like, you know, they're trophies for progressing the story. There's trophies for getting your social links up. But, like, when you're doing your social links, you know, if you're going for a max social link run, you're doing most of the stuff that you're getting for a trophy. The only one that I think was really hard that would be considered hard to get, is the one that involves getting all the Twilight Fragments. Persona 5 Royals' trophies were fucking easy. There was nothing that was too hard to get for me. And then I think Persona 4 Golden has a trophy list, and I'm not a huge fan of... I mean, I got most of the trophy. I need to look at my Steam account for the Persona 4 Golden ones, because I haven't even touched Persona 4 Golden on PS5 or... I have, like... Okay, I have to admit, I have, like, fucking 6 copies of, like, every fucking Persona game. At least the new Persona games. I have one for Steam. I have 1 copy of almost every game on Steam. Hold on, let me look at my Steam library, because I have... Hold on, let me see. Persona... I have a copy of Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 5 Strikers for PC. I don't have Persona 3 Reload for PC yet. I'm planning on getting it eventually. Probably when it's on sale. And the only reason is because I kind of want to see... I'm also kind of waiting for the female protagonist, the FemC mod, to finish. I don't know if it is finished. I haven't really been keeping track of that. But I kind of want to let that finish and see if I can, you know... I don't want to say do a Let's Play of that version, but, you know, play it for myself and see if it's, you know, enjoyable. But for Persona 4 Golden, I didn't get all... I did do a max social link run, my first playthrough of the PC version, but I still missed a few trophies. Because you just straight up don't do some of those. Like, one of them was Card Collector, which was registering 100 skill cards, and also the one Hardcore Reset Fan, which is, listen, here, 250 of Rize's navigation lines, and I don't feel like going through that torture today. I don't feel like going through that torture, so I'm perfectly fine not platinuming Persona 4 Golden. But, like, I also have a copy of Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 3 Portable for PS5. I have 2 copies of Reload for PS5. I think I've mentioned that before. But I'm also talking that Persona 5 Royal, I do actually have a PS5 copy and a PS4 copy. Because I have the Steelbook copy of Persona 5 Royal that I pre-ordered when Royal came out. I still have it. I even still have the pin that the game came with. I wear it to work. I wear it on my name tag at work, but I have it. But like, I haven't even touched the PS5 versions of 3 Portable and 4 Golden. I don't know why I have them, but I do. I think I ended up getting those. I ended up getting 5 Royal specific. I think there was a Persona like bundle sale going on or something for the PS5, and I ended up getting all 3 of them for a relatively cheap price because I wanted to get 5 Royal for the PS5 because I wanted to, how do I put this? I was eventually, full transparency here, originally, I was going to do 5 Royal for this, for what this Let's Play was originally going to be 5 Royal, but I changed my mind because I said, well, no, because Reload was the new one at the time, mind you, and I said, fuck it, I'll just do Reload, because 1, I like Persona 3 more, and 2, I already technically, the Persona 5 Let's Play isn't that old, so I thought, I'll come to Royal someday, but not now. You know, Royal will happen. I'm not sure when I'm going to do Royal. Probably in, like, a couple years. Because, you know, there's still... you know, I wanted to redo... I remember saying... I think I said something. That I was planning on doing Persona 5 Royal eventually during my Persona... during my Persona 5 Let's Play, the one I did, and I remember saying something along those lines, or that, you know, maybe I'll look into seeing if doing Persona 5 Royal as a separate Let's Play is worth it. First off, yeah, it is. It usually is for the enhanced re-release, because that's just how it is. And it was all, you know, did he even do anything in that battle? Hold up, he didn't even do anything. I'm sorry, I think Makoto did all the work in that battle, but you know what? Fine, Makoto, encourage him. Encourage him to do nothing. Aim low, kids. Just coast through life. You'll make it just fine. What was I saying? The thing about the Let's Play for Persona games is I want to try to do the definitive version of that game, because... you know, that's the one that Atlus wants to say is the definitive version, right? So, oh, by the way, we made it to 100 floors, guys. Yeah. No one's clapping. Okay. Future me, please edit in some like cheering sound effects. I mean, please, don't make me look like an idiot. You're an asshole if you do. Balls in your courts. Courts? Whatever. Oh! Yay, clock! I think that's the first time I've ever heard someone be excited for a clock. I don't want to come off as old. I mean, I think I'm considered Gen Z. Oh God, I'm considered Gen Z. But a few weeks ago, one of my older coworkers, he was my manager. He came up to me, and we have an analog clock on the wall for. Or not on the wall, but it's like right next to us. And I didn't have my phone on me, so I looked at the time. He asked me what time it was. I looked at the time. He couldn't see the clock from where he was standing, so I looked at the clock and I just, oh, it's 3:15. And he said, did you just, and I'm like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah. And he was just like, you read the analog clock, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, damn. People your age don't read those anymore. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like it's like that meme. It's like one of those years of academy training wasted memes. What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what he's doing. I know what this idiot's doing. Oh, I thought that was the game. I was like, what the hell? It's like, what the hell? Why are there birds here? That's my get the fuck up alarm. Yeah, I was like, is that the fucking game? Anyway, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Never mind, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, judging from the fact that I have my theurgy charged, that's definitely an indicator. Also, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, the bonus experience does still happen if you do happen to... whatchamacallit, if you do happen to, like, you know, witness the enemy run away. So, I do think that it's still, like, I think it still stays, you just have to do another battle, if that makes sense. I honestly thought I was gonna try to do, get the Reaper down here. But, no, guess not. But, fuck, I keep losing my train of thought because I keep getting distracted by other shit. God damn it, me. But, like, I remember he was just like, man, I just remember feeling old at that moment. Yeah, I was just like, because I just thought to myself, man, years of academy training wasted. That's kind of how I am with certain things that I learned in school when I was in school. Like, cursive handwriting, no one fucking uses that shit anymore. I was like, man, why the fuck did I spend, like, all of 3rd grade learning that shit? When I could have just been, you know, I don't know, fucking, I don't fucking know, but still. Because, like, I'm like, now everyone just sends fucking emails. It's like everyone just emails each other all the fucking time and Zoom calls and shit. And I'm just like, man, fucking hell. And then, what? Then again, I always make the joke with my family with how the best time to buy a house was, like, the last good time to buy a house was 2008, and I was in, like, the 3rd grade at the time. So I just say, man, I should have been fucking around in the 3rd grade. I should have been buying a house. But, you know what? I'm a fucking idiot, okay? I mean, how dare I be in the 3rd grade in 2008? Anyway, I'm actually going to call it a part here for the day. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it is for Tartarus, by the way, is I just talk about random shit, because Tartarus is boring, okay? But I'll see you guys next time for more Persona 3 Reload, and take care.